Today, we've got some huge new confirmations about the upcoming iPhone 18 series, and one major shakeup to the lineup that I genuinely don't think many of you saw coming, so let's get straight into it. So we're going to start with the rumor that's already causing chaos online. A new report from The Information claims that Apple is testing under-display Face ID, and this will allow them to remove the dynamic island entirely. And according to the report, the selfie camera would then be moved to the top left corner of the display. Now, we hear this kind of thing every single year. While under-display Face ID does feel inevitable, I'm personally very skeptical about Apple moving the camera to the top left. It's a big change to Apple's design language, so for now, this one definitely needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. Now moving to the rear cameras, and there's a much more believable change here. Now, leaks suggest the camera control button is losing its touch sensitivity gestures and it's switching to a pressure-only button instead. That actually makes a lot of sense. Accidental swipes have been a common complaint, and while the button itself is genuinely useful, the gesture controls can feel very awkward. So this is a change that probably will improve day-to-day use for a lot of people. Now onto the camera hardware, because this is where the iPhone 18 really starts to sound impressive. The iPhone 18 Pro is rumored to feature a variable aperture 48-megapixel main camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 64-megapixel periscope with up to 10 times optical zoom, but the Pro Max could take things even further. Insiders are saying that Apple is experimenting with a stacked 200-megapixel sensor, which would be the biggest resolution jump in iPhone history, and the Elect claims that Samsung is developing the advanced 3-stack image sensor for Apple by vertically stacking the sensor layers, and Apple could achieve higher pixel density, improve low-light performance, faster readout speeds, better dynamic range, and even reduced power consumption, meaning better photos and battery life. Now, it's still in testing at the moment, so it's not guaranteed, but even the fact that Apple is exploring this is huge. Now, alongside the new hardware, Apple is reportedly doubling down on its AI-powered video features with smarter HDR in low light, faster image processing, and more advanced computational photography driven by the A20's upgraded neural engine. Now, that could finally create a clear performance gap between the Pro Max and the smaller Pro when it comes to the camera capabilities. Now, for the most unexpected rumor of all, and that's the lineup itself. According to multiple reports, Apple may only launch 3 iPhones this time around, and it's probably not the 3 you were expecting to see. Now, the report suggests that the lineup is now going to be the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and then the iPhone 18 Fold with no standard iPhone 18 at launch. Now, that doesn't mean it's cancelled, and instead the regular iPhone 18 could be delayed until spring of 2027, launching alongside the Air 2. Now, as surprising as that sounds, it actually makes a little bit of sense. It will push more buyers towards the Pro models and give Apple 2 major iPhone sale waves instead of just the one. But that said, the details here are still very early, so we'll need a little bit more confirmation before calling this one locked in. Now let's talk design, and this one has taken a bit of a sharp turn. Early leaks suggested that Apple was moving towards a frosted, translucent back panel showing hints of the internals, and you've probably seen those renders everywhere by now. But newer reports say Apple have scrapped that idea entirely. Instead, Apple is reportedly dropping the two-tone look and moving to a fully unified design, with the frame and the back glass panel match perfectly in color. And that's a tricky thing to pull off when one part is aluminium and the other side is glass, so it's going to be very interesting to see just how Apple executes it. We also have 3 new colors currently in testing. We've got a deep burgundy, a brown, and a bold purple, but only one of these is going to make the final lineup. The purple could replace this year's orange, but nothing is confirmed just yet. But let me know in the comments which one you'd like to see, and personally, I'm really hoping for the burgundy. But for those excited, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing of each model in the range, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard iPhone 18, which is expected to come with a 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display running at 120Hz. Of course, it's going to be protected by Ceramic Shield 3, Apple's next-gen strengthened glass. Now, the resolution is going to be 2622 by 1206 pixels, giving you roughly 460 pixels per inch, but we of course get a higher peak brightness and better HDR performance than we did this year. Now, the bezels are rumored to shrink slightly, making the phone feel a touch more compact than before, Then up top, we're going to see a smaller true depth Face ID system paired with an 18 megapixel selfie camera. On the back, it's expected to keep the same dual camera setup with a 48 megapixel main camera and then a 48 megapixel ultra wide. Both of them are going to use larger stack designs for better low light performance though, and of course there's no dedicated telephoto on the base model. Under the hood, it's going to be powered by the new A20 chip. It's built on a 2nm process for major efficiency gains, and you can expect 8GB of RAM and storage options from 128 up to 512GB. Now, battery capacity is around 3,800 mAh with 30W wired fast charging and faster MagSafe wireless charging. Connectivity is going to include 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and of course Apple's own C2 modem. It's going to ship with iOS 27 and pricing is expected to stay close to the current levels, so that's around £799 or $799. Now next up, we've got the iPhone 18 Air, and this is the lightweight middle sibling. It's reportedly coming with a 6.5-inch Super Retina OLED at 120Hz, protected by Ceramic Shield 3. Now resolution is going to be 2736 by 1260, giving us 460 pixels per inch, and we get a slightly thinner design than its predecessor. On the front, you can expect the same smaller Face ID setup and an 18 megapixel selfie camera. Then over on the rear, we get another single camera setup with a 48 megapixel primary camera. And of course, we're also going to get the better chipset, which is the A20 Pro, and that's going to be paired with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB storage. We get small improvements to the battery capacity with a 3,200 mAh battery, and of course, we also get some improvements to fast charging as well. We get 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Apple's new C2 modem. It will of course ship with iOS 27, and it's going to be launching from $999 or £999. Now next up, we've got the iPhone 18 Pro, and this raises the bar with a 6.3-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display running at 1 to 120Hz. It's going to remain at 2622 by 1206 resolution, but of course we get higher peak brightness, thinner bezels, and a smaller dynamic island. We get a new 42 megapixel selfie camera on the front, and then over on the back, the Pro steps up to a triple camera system with a variable aperture, and that's a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and then a new 64 megapixel periscope offering 5 to 10 times optical zoom. And all three are rumored to use stacked sensors for faster readout and better color depth. It's powered by the A20 Pro chip, which is manufactured on a 2nm node, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. And battery size is going to land around 4,300 mAh for the eSIM only model, with some big improvements to fast charging. Connectivity brings 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, ultra wideband, and the new C2 modem. And it's of course going to ship with iOS 27, and pricing is expected to start from £1,099 or $1,099. Now finally, we've got the iPhone 18 Pro Max, Apple's largest flagship model, and we get a 6.9-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display with a resolution of 2868 by 1320. It's still a 120Hz display with a record-breaking peak brightness and a smaller dynamic island. For the front camera, we get the same 42 megapixel camera we have on the Pro. And then over on the rear, it's also going to mirror the Pros, so that's a 48 megapixel main, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto, of course with larger apertures and improved sensor readouts for even better zoom and night shots. Now it's running the same A20 Pro chip with 12GB of RAM, but this time we get up to 2TB of storage, and it also packs a much larger battery of 5,200 mAh for the eSIM only model, with improvements to wired and wireless charging. We get 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, ultra wideband, and Apple's C2 modem. And of course, it's running iOS 27, and it's expected to launch around £1,199, well that's going to be $1,199 in USA, and of course it's launching in September 2026. So overall, the iPhone 18 series is shaping up to be a refined but meaningful upgrade. Apple isn't tearing the design apart, and instead they're focusing on performance, battery life, and camera improvements to make the iPhone more consistent and more capable across the board. Now, this means that for iPhone 17 users, it's probably not going to be worth an upgrade, but for anyone on an older iPhone or looking to try out their first iPhone, then it could be a great choice. Now, of course, we're still very early days at the moment, and a lot more leaks are going to be coming in, and of course, I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they do. so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.